Hey everybody, I'm here in my new greenhouse, loving life. Some of you might have seen I posted a short where I basically up-potted some heirloom lettuce as well as some Korean mint licorice hyssop, which is Agastache rugosa. So basically I have 5 crisp mint. I lucked out actually with some of the best tasting. I bought an heirloom mix from Baker Creek. I was able to get 5 crisp mints and a bronze beauty, really amazing tasting lettuce. I'm gonna harvest these right now, and I just wanted to point out the Agastache rugosa. It's called Korean licorice mint is a common name for it. It is not native to here, but it is a hyssop. And then I wanted to talk about this raised beds particularly. This is from GlowPear. I'll put a link to the actual product. It's one of these self-watering where you water on the side and there's a basin and a container, and then the roots, really are challenged to go down, so you don't have to do any overwatering. Everything is all about underwatering, which I really like. I know there's a back and forth, but you can see how good this is done after I transplanted it. I have harvested one set from these. This romaine and this bronze beauty are cut and come again. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you how I harvest these. Tons and tons of lettuce. And the thing is, you do not need a greenhouse to grow stuff like this. What I'm trying to point out with this lettuce bed is this is actually a fairly small lettuce bed, and I've got 6 lettuces. I could easily have another 2 or 3 lettuces. I can do this all year round. Now, yes, I'm here in the greenhouse, which is easy to say, but I have been pretty successful doing this in the tailgate room and where I get south sun. So I highly recommend growing your own lettuce. It's amazing. It tastes amazing. It's all about flavor. The flavor is incredible. It has made me love lettuce anew. It's kind of like all plants. Like, you start planting things and you start harvesting and you start falling in love with them again. But it's pretty hot here in the greenhouse in the midday. This was a bitter green from that heirloom lettuce, and you can see it's flowering. And so I'm going to leave it for now, but I will eventually pull this out, and I have a basil that's gonna go right here. I think this is what I'm gonna do. I always have some plants ready to up pot now that I have the greenhouse. And one of my big projects right now is bringing a lot of the plants here in late September into the greenhouse, and that's why it feels so empty right now. But let's get to harvesting. I'm gonna harvest some lettuce and show you how much I really feel confident in being able to pull. I've sterilized some snips, and I've got a bowl, and I'm gonna go ahead and get to work. Here we go. So I've got this right here. I'm gonna just cut the edges, right? I always start with cutting any of the edges, and I go into the middle. It's gonna keep growing out from there, and I really wanna get everything below, see where I'm at, and start again. So I just pull each of these, and I'm telling you right now, it's incredibly tasty. Just so good. It's just like, it's romaine with a little bit of a fresh, minty, a little bit taste. You can see it's making a romaine head. I do like to cut and come again this version. A lot of people like to keep this going. I already have an entire bowl of salad off of that one plant. So here, I'm gonna show you how much I just cut off. So I took I would say about 35 to 40%. Now I'm gonna do the same to this bronze beauty. This, I believe, is an oak leaf variety. This one has a little bit more of a bitter taste, but it kind of gives it a nice flavor. It's not too bad. It's a front type bitter, but with the amount of romaines that we have, I think it's a really good ratio, kind of this 5-to-1. And you'll see on this, it's pretty good. I'll probably still cut around and just be clean on the bottoms and compost. I know I say 30%, but I feel like 35 to 40% is pretty good. So I'm gonna go ahead and harvest the rest. And then because these guys have bolted, I might pull seeds from that. Pretty much got everything cut to a good degree. And then I'll go ahead and I'll re-water this bed. Again, I'm just gonna water the bottoms. I know this seems fancy. I've got a raised bed. I had this raised bed for 3 years. 1 year inside, 1 year outside, and I just am bringing it back in again. I love it. But again, a simple bed. This is not a very big bed. This is, a 2 foot by 3 foot. You can grow a lot of food in here, and you can see This is a ginormous bowl of lettuce, and it's really tasty, and I'm gonna go eat a salad. Happy gardening, everybody.